Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of a drunken degenerate watching the National Football League.
And welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports. And your boy King hanging out with you here on this Monday night as the Miami Dolphins travel up to the Three Rivers area of Western Pennsylvania to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers, wearing their all-black color rush uniforms. Looking rather, usually I'm not for the all-black look, but it actually looks pretty good. Actually looks pretty good on the Steelers, so I'll give them that credit. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us here. Like I said, on Stay Tuned Sports, my name is King. If you'd like to help us in any way, shape, or form, you could do so a couple of free ways. Number one, hit that like button. Helps us out, I believe, with the YouTube algorithm. We're not really sure if it does or not. Nobody really knows what the YouTube algorithm does, except, like I said, maybe MatPat or somebody, but who knows. Also, you want to as well, hitting that share button, letting the world know that we exist. Share us with your friends, your family, your coworker, maybe not your coworkers, but either way, share us with everybody that you know around, on your Twitter, on your Facebook, on your, you still can't share shit on Instagram, unfortunately, with links anyway, but share us around. Share us around, send links, send it in text. Via text. That's a way, hey, maybe we're going to be an icebreaker for you and that young lady that you like to go and talk to. Or young man, I don't know. Hey, listen, this is 2025, baby. You do whatever you want. Either way, hit that share button. Share us around with the world. Let people know we exist. And, of course, as always, if you are here and have no idea, you're like, this is fantastic. This is wonderful. How do I ever going to find more of this content? Just hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. We will be here for you all the time if you go ahead and do that, as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and wonderful platform known as YouTube. So there you go. Like, share, subscribe. Helps us out tremendously if you would do that. If you'd like to help us out a little bit more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store in the links in the top of the chat and in the description below this video. Again, any and all donations would be welcome and appreciated beyond words. I cannot tell you. I don't care if it's 5 cents. We appreciate it so very much here at Stay Tuned Sports. So thank you so much for all of that. And, of course, if you want to go ahead and maybe buy some merch there. It's kind of like giving a donation, only you get a little something back in return. It's pretty good. We've got T-shirts. We've got hoodies. We've got all those kind of things. We've got coffee mugs. We've got coffee in and of itself. The Danny Dime blend wakes you up like getting a blindside blitz from the, and just getting smashed like poor Danny Dime says his entire career. So we have that there for you as well. We got some banners. Got to get more banners up there, but we do have a lot of that stuff there for you. So if you want that, please go ahead and click on those links. Also, we got a link to our Discord down there. You can go hang out with us there. Small community, quiet community, not a lot of things going on, but you can go ahead and help us by joining the community and helping it get more loud and bigger and more fun. That's fantastic. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. Paul in the chat says, go Dolphins. He is all in for the Dolphins, hoping that they win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is there a reason for that, Paul? Is that going to help? Does that help the Colts? Really? Beating the Steelers? I don't know if that helps them or not. I don't know. I was looking at the playoff brackets. I don't know if that helps them or hurts them, or I have no idea. Kenneth in the chat. Great to see you, Kenneth. Says, hey, my friend, how are you doing tonight? I am doing good tonight. Let's go Steelers, says Kenneth. So Kenneth's all on the Steelers. And Paul is all in on the Dolphins. And we'll see what happens with the rest of the evening as well, as they are singing the anthem now. It appears to be in Pittsburgh. Paul in the chat says, I just don't like the Steelers. Okay, listen, it's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. That's all. There's a reason why. Hey, why are you rooting against this team? I just don't like them. There you go. That's the only reason I need to hear. That is the only reason I need to hear. So again, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports for this Monday night. As we're getting ready here, as I mentioned, it looks like the anthem is taking place, and then we will be starting the game here momentarily. Checking on Twitter, see what's happening. What a wild day. Oh, what kind of question is this? Somebody's trying to post a question, and it's like, someone's trying to say, what's the best looking trophy? The Lombardi, the World Series piece of metal, the NBA championship trophy, or the Stanley Cup? What are we even doing? What are we even doing? Well, come on. All right, I'm sorry. I got distracted by nonsense on Twitter. Lloyd in the chat says, yo, great to see you, Lloyd. Thank you so much for joining us here on Station Sports for Monday Night Football. And we'll see. Hey, listen, man, Miami wins this game. They are still alive, man, for the playoffs, which is a wild thing to say. Can they overcome the cold? Can they overcome Tua Tagovailoa, Tua Tagovailoa? Can they overcome him not doing well in primetime games? You know, people always talked about primetime Kirk Cousins. What about primetime Tua? He's not that great. I believe they said he's 4-10 in his last in his primetime games. So not great. Lloyd says ELS is in on Miami. I believe I think in my picks I picked the Dolphins. I think I picked the Dolphins on mine too, just because I can't trust the Steelers. I might be in the I might have picked the Steelers. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember who I picked. So that's why I'm going to go check and see who I did. Not that I'm rooting for anybody in particular, because my picks are garbage anyway. So. I think I picked the Steelers. All right, so I did pick the Steelers. I think I only got 8 right for this week. I'm 8-7 for this week. So if the Dolphins do win, I split the week 8-8. Unbelievable. Crafty says, how will the Steelers D fare without Watt? And by the way, Crafty, great to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. To be fair, how did the Steelers defense fare with Watt? I think that's another question too. Like, the Steelers defense this year has been ass. There's no other way to put it. You know, you'd like to find another way to say it, but their defense, which is supposed to be a strength of their team, has been garbage all year. So how do they fare with them? How do they fare without him? How do they fare with him? Is it going to be that much of a low? Is the Steelers' defense going to be that much worse without him? That might fare well for the Miami Dolphins. We're going to see. ELS in the chat says, good evening, everybody. You've reached ELS. Press 1 if you're ready for trivia. Press 2 if you're ready for some Monday Night Football. And press 3 if David A-Chain, or Devin, sorry, will have a huge game. Well, we will see. We will see. I think you've already beaten me with the one with your one goddamn fantasy team. You're going to be playing with yourself in the championship game, ELS. And the Dolphins are going to get the ball here first. Returned out to the 20, to the 25, down to the 27-yard line. And the Dolphins, in their all-white uniforms, coming out onto the field against the Steelers in their all-black. So it really is just a black and white matchup here. Not a ton of color. Easy to define who's who, I'll tell you that. Dolphins wearing their white helmets with aqua trim, white jerseys, again with aqua numbers and trim, and the pants are white with aqua trim. Steelers in their black helmets, black jerseys, black pants with golden trim. First down, Dolphins, and it's going to be almost that's a 15-yard gain on first down. Jesus Christ. $20 yards. Fake pitch by Tua. And throws it to A-Chain, and then he runs into his own guy, bounces backwards, and then just goes out of bounds. Looks like a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. So not a great start for A-Chan there. Paul in the chat's like, when it comes to the trivia tonight, no 60s NFL questions, please. A-Chan kind of gets his leg tripped up. He's able to spin and pirouette. Very classical ballet of him. For at least a couple of yards there. He gets about 5 yards. Or 4 yards. I'm going to call it 4 yards. 3rd and 7. Herbig is the one who tripped him up there off the ground. So 3rd and 7 for the Dolphins, just a hair shy of the 50-yard line. Crafty says A-Chan, more like Nay-Chan. Tua looks, throws, incomplete, a little low, and could not get it through. So 4th and 7 from the 50, and the Dolphins will have to punt on their first drive. They got a 20-yard gain right out of the bat, and then it just kind of stalled from there. So first drive, Steelers defense holds. A little bit of a bending, but no breaking, and they get a punt out of it. That punt looks like it got into the end zone. So the Steelers will start off at their own 20-yard line here. And we will see what happens here. By the way, question 1 on this Monday Night Football Trivia, brought to you by your good friend ELS. Old teams is the category. They're the AHL's oldest team, being founded with the league in 1924. Well, that's back when it was the American International Hockey Association, I think, something like that. So, yeah. Lloyd's like AHL, yeah. AHL, baby. It's not even the NHL, it's the AHL. I go in minor leagues here, brother. That's either I think the Hershey Bears were in the 30s. So I know Springfield's been around, but they've had teams move in and move out, move in and move out, move in. So it's not Springfield. I guess Hershey. Hershey will be the only answer I got, really. I think it is Hershey. So I'll say the Hershey. The Hershey Bears will be my answer to that question. I don't know how well versed everybody else is into the minor league hockey scene, or the A, as they call it. I love the AHL. Big fan of the AHL. I used to go to a lot of Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguin games when I lived up in Wilkes-Barre. Their big rival is the Hershey Bears. Paul says, did I hear a Hershey Bears in there? What trivia? Yeah, AHL, Paul. It's not NHL, AHL. They're the AHL's oldest team, being founded with the league in 1924. The NHL was founded in 1917. That's a good old AHL question here. Was it the Bears? Man, I thought the Bears were in the 30s for some. They originally were called the Hershey Bars. They were Hershey B''ARS. But then the AHL brass there, they said that was too close to just being a straight up advertisement. They wouldn't allow it, so they made them change it from Bars to Bears. Aaron Rodgers throws on first down and 10, and it's going to be good for about a yard. Jonnu Smith with the reception. No, Lloyd, that's what happens when you have too much sugar-free candy, is you get the Hershey Squirts. That's an entirely different kind of athletic event there. 2nd and 8. They gave Jonnu's 2 on that? I don't know about that. Boy, Gainwell, only with about a yard gain there. Watch him give him 2 or 3 yards on that one. No, on that one he gave him no gain. He got over the line on that one. I figured it was a yard. What is up with the spotting in this game? Jesus Christ. Paul says, I also know nothing about the 1960s NFL. I don't understand who would. I declare King the winner. No, I mean, sometimes you just study weird old books, man. Gainwell out of the backfield. He's going to catch that. It's going to be short by about a yard for the first down at the 29. They got to get to the 30. So 4th down and a full-on yard, and the Steelers will punt, as we've got some weird people dressed in Miami Dolphin suits. Not like a dolphin suit, like an actual suit, double-breasted tie, everything like that. It just has Dolphins logos all over it. Very weird. It's a very weird getup. Lloyd says, I called yesterday's game. Which one? We did 3 on here. Well, I'm guessing the Dallas-Vikings game, maybe. Punt is away for the Steelers. You did? Okay, yeah, no, hey, good job on that one, man. Because like I said, the only reason I really didn't pick the Vikings, and I think I explained this on the Friday forecast, was I had to see J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings do this in a couple of games. Yeah, they played well in their last game and shut out Washington and 31-0, looked great, all that kind of stuff. I had to see if they could do that against what's not a lot better, but certainly is, I think, a better opponent than the Cowboys are, than Washington is. And J.J. McCarthy did, and the Vikings did. So to that, now it's unfortunately it's only with the last three weeks left to go in the season, and they are eliminated from the playoffs. But now you got to look at Minnesota and be like, hey, they might be able to cause a little bit of chaos here at the end of the season. Paul says, guess who plays next Monday night, King? Is that going to be the Colts and 49ers? That might be. Is that because I saw a thing come up on ABC today? They were advertising for Monday Night Football, but I think they skipped a week because it was supposed to be advertising for apparently this week, but they put 49ers and Colts. So I'm imagining it's going to be the 49ers and Colts, and somebody just put the wrong graphic up. So that'll be a fun one. And again, Phillip Rivers and the Colts, they're going to be, yeah. Again, I mean, that's again, tough game, do or die game. Colts aren't dead yet, man. They're not dead. Lloyd says, last week I called all the games except for four. So then you didn't call all the games, did you? Question 2 here from ELS. This is the category of playoffs. Oh, Jesus. This is one of the... I hate these goddamn questions. I love ELS, but I hate these fucking questions. They're really bad. I'm trying to curse less. 1st and 10 for Tua and the Dolphins. I'll get back to the question in a minute because it's a long one. Hand off to Achane, and he's going to get about 7 yards on the carry. They're only going to give him 6. Look at that. Son of a bitch. Oh, Achane bringing it loose. And he's now going to get body slammed. Kenneth says, put slow mode on for bot. I don't have bot. We don't have bots. And eventually, when the bots do come in, they just get immediately kicked out. And it's not. I mean, there's no bots. So over the middle, Waddle catches it down at the Steelers' 40-yard line. 1st down, Dolphins. Tua throws down the field. That's going to be intercepted. And so, promising drive from the Dolphins. And a bad floating pass from Tua turns to a turnover. Pittsburgh, 1st and 10. ELS, I gotta read this question here. I mean, we got it. You got to do these during the commercial breaks and not during this. But let's say, okay, so now we're heading to a commercial break. Question 2 on trivia. Here we go. The category is playoffs, and you have to guess the team based on these criteria. They were division champs in the year 2000, 2008, 2009, 2015, and 2017. Also in 2022. They were a wild card participant in 2004, 2012, 2019, and 2024, and they made it to the conference championship or have been a conference champion 0 times. And what team is it? Okay, so they were division champs in 2000, in 2008, 2009, 2015, 2017, and 2022. They were a wild card in 2004, in 2012, 2019, and 2024. And they have 0 conference championships. Yeah, but the Cowboys have a lot more division championships than this team's first division championship was in the year 2000. It's not the Cowboys. I'm trying to think. This feels like Jaguars. I'm going to say the Jaguars. That's going to be my answer. No, Head. I'm just going Jaguars. Well, by de facto, if they're division, if they're, it's listed as division champions. Their first division championship was in 2000. That's what it is. Answer: Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings have had more division championships than before 2000, so that question doesn't make any sense. That's a shit question, ELS. Get that the fuck out. Boo. Questions like that are banished. They are no longer allowed. Oh, ball is loose. Are they going to say he was down? Let's see. I guess not. 2nd and 4. Yeah, it starts from no. Why? Why are we starting shit from the year 2000? That makes it impossible to figure out. Then, yeah, stop doing I hate that Jeopardy site, man. The people on there don't know how to write a fucking question. That's the worst. 2nd down, gain of 3 yards. 3rd and 1 upcoming here. Steelers doing the non-quarterback tush push. And I don't think he got that one. And he's short. It's going to be 4th and half a yard for the Steelers. Steelers are going to go for it again. And they go for it, and it's barely, but they're going to get just over the line. 1st down, Steelers on 4th and 1. Neil S. just says, hold on, give me 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, you know. Lloyd says, I sound drunk. That's me every day. Out of the backfield, Rodgers throws. It's going to be caught by Gainwell, but only gets it back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Irish in the chat says, let's go Gainwell. Great to see you in the chat in Irish. Over the middle, thrown, caught down to the Dolphins' 48-yard line is DK Metcalf. Catches that pass from Aaron Rodgers. And the Steelers have now crossed midfield for the first time in the game. Congratulations to all you got. Congratulations, Irish. 8 years sober. Absolutely fantastic. Great job. Paul says, I drink maybe 6 times a year. I used to drink quite a bit. Same here. Same here. I don't drink nearly as much as I used to. Obviously, you know, the follies of youth. Warren, he's going to break for about 6 yards. Almost broke it loose. If he was able to get away from that tackle, it was going to be smooth sailing, probably to the end zone. And congrats to you, Lloyd. Yeah, a year sober after December 31st. Congratulations, and just keep going it, man. Just keep doing it. Oh, they give it to Warren again, and he's going to be just about a yard on that one. So 3rd and 3 upcoming. So 3rd and 3, Rodgers, he's got trips to his left. He looks, throws to his right, but that is skipped off the ground. Incomplete. And it's going to be 4th and 3 for the Steelers. Fourth and 3. Steelers going for it. Rodgers looks, throws, caught by Gainwell out of the backfield. He converts it. 1st and 10. Steelers. They get it down to the Miami Dolphins 32-yard line. 1st down, Pittsburgh. Irish says, I still smoke weed. Lloyd says, I eat edibles. So, all right, you say you traded one for another. So it's, it's all right. It's all right. Gainwell gets it again, but this time it's going to be a loss about a yard and a half. 2nd and 11, a long 11 coming up here. Crafty says, given all the injuries that the Packers have endured, including Watson and Parsons, it's possible that they lose out, don't make the playoffs. Their last 3 opponents are the Bears, on the road, the Ravens, and then the Vikings. Dude, imagine that it would take a win against the Vikings, last game of the year, and the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy just find a way to fuck you as the Packers. That would be interesting. Warren out of the backfield. Oh, whoa! Robinson just oh, what a gangster hit on Warren to stop him dead in his tracks. 3rd and 11 coming up here. No gain for the Steelers. What a shot. Robinson comes in and says, "Get off me." Oh, sit down, son. I love it. Super Troopers is great. Great movie. Great movie. Irie says, "Damn it, the Steelers never kick field goals anymore." 3rd and 11. Oh, and there goes Rodgers. He's sacked, and that might put him out of field goal range. Holy shit.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
And that's going to be 4th and 20 now. 420, smoke it if you got it. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Quick moving first quarter here, ladies and gentlemen, in Pittsburgh at Acrisure Stadium, otherwise known as Heinz Field. And the Steelers will be facing a 4th and 20 from the Miami Dolphins 42-yard line. Will they kick it? Will they punt it? We will find out when we come back. Sorry, I was distracted doing something. I apologize, bye. Crafty in the chat, he says the Fins defense has been stingy lately. Irish says Super Troopers is why I've always say right meow. Right meow? To be fair, Super Troopers is probably the reason I say shenanigans as much as I do. So it's not even not really shenanigans. More like evil shenanigans. I swear to God, I'm going to pistol whip the next person that says shenanigans. Hey, Farva, where's that place you like to eat that's got all the goofy shit on the walls and the mozzarella sticks? You mean shenanigans? Oh. Question 3 here from ELS says, since 1970, what NFC team has been in the conference title game the most, and what's their record? Steelers are going to punt this ball away to the Miami Dolphins. And that's going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So it's going to be a gain of it's such a negligible field position gain. 22 yards? I said it. 22-yard net gain. There you go. Hi, Taylor. How are you? Why does this keep on switching up on me? Okay, Taylor. See you later. So we see Tua here, 2nd and 8 coming up. Waller gets the reception there, and it's going to be right at the first down marker. It's going to say first down. So Darren Waller gets it. Achane, he's going to run for about 5 yards. Achane's already got 30 yards on 4 carries tonight. Irish in the chat says, when I think of shenanigans, I think of South Park. Paul in the chat says, I think the Colts need Miami to win as we hold the tiebreaker with the Dolphins and not with the Steelers. Who is going to pull? Oh! He gets pulled by his helmet. He's going to be a yard short. On 3rd and 2, it's going to be 4th and 1. He was grabbed on the ear hole, like under the helmet. That's a face mask penalty. That should be a face mask. Grabbing any opening in the helmet should be a face mask. And if you grab underneath the helmet like that, again, it's iffy, but in real time, you should have called that. Should have been a flag. I'm just saying. You know me, I don't advocate for flags, but I'm just saying. And our first flag of the game is going to be for delay a game on a punt. Eli should be barred from asking 2-part questions, says Crafty. Pecan says, multiple choice. Punt is away for the Dolphins. Oh! How did he not call for a fair catch on that one? Calvin Austin caught the ball. Credit to him. He held on to the son of a bitch. But as soon as he got that ball, he was crushed by Johnson. Holy shit. This game's got some big hits in it already. No scores. But a good one. Beer Fest, great movie, Lloyd. You got HJs, you got your BJs, and you got your ZJs. What the hell's a ZJ? You gotta ask, little man. Can't afford it. Since 1970, what NFC team has been in the conference title game the most, and what's their record? Yeah. It sounds like San Francisco. And so like 7-14 or something. I don't know. where San Francisco's 1-4, and they've lost 3. No, they won 5 and lost 3. 5, so 6, 7, so that's 8. So I'll say they're 8-8. I'll say they're 8-8 because they've been to a couple NFC Championship games too and lost. I don't know. So put them at 16 NFC Championship games. That makes sense. That seems like a San Francisco kind of thing. Maybe 5, 8-8, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. ELS will give us the answer. I think San Francisco is the correct answer though. Paul says Niners 8-5 was my guess too. Crafty's guessing San Francisco at 8-5. I'll say 8-8, 8-6. I don't know, 8 and something. But I think it is the Niners. I do think the Niners have been to the most NFC Championship games. Oh, Warren busts it loose, gets a big gain all the way down to the Dolphins 46, but we've got a flag. And it's going to come back. Great run, and it comes back. We had one really good, exciting play in this game. And it immediately gets called back for holding on Jonnu Smith. So 1st and 20 now for Pittsburgh, all the way back at their 19-yard line. He's grabbing the outside of his... Come on. Like, of course he is. Crafty says ELS is keeping us in suspense. I don't know. Paul says he might be building a model train. I don't know. But we are waiting with bated breath to see what happens here. Adam Thielen. He gets the reception, only 2 yards. I'm sorry, 7 yards. It was a 2 yards after catch. 7-yard pass. Rodgers gets it to Thielen, so it's going to be 2nd and 13 now from the 26. Rodgers throws. That's going to be Washington. Mount Washington. He keeps on fighting. And Washington is going to get it up near the 35. 36 is where they're going to mark him. 3rd and 3 upcoming. Reggie says, from my memory, the Niners lost 1 with Montana versus the Giants, 2 with Steve Young versus Dallas, 1 with Kaepernick versus Seattle, and 1 with Jimmy G versus the Los Angeles Rams. So that's where he's getting his 5 from. And that might be. But you forget that San Francisco also lost in the 70s. I think it was 71, 72. Lost to the Cowboys as well. So that's 6 then. Lloyd's upset, says ELS might have scammed us. I don't know. By the way, Rodgers was sacked on that last play, made it 4th and 10.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
So 8:35 remaining in the second quarter. Dolphins get the ball back. They're on their own 31-yard line, and we're going back to a commercial here. As no score yet in this Monday Night Football game. Kind of how we all thought it might go. Yeah, I think they might have been in the first ever NFC Championship game, to tell you the truth. Yeah, for Super Bowl V, because Dallas made it to Super Bowl V, and that's when they lost to the Colts. But Dallas played San Francisco in San Francisco in that NFC Championship game. Yeah, 1970 NFC Championship game played on January 3rd, 1971, was won by the Dallas Cowboys, who beat the San Francisco 49ers 17-10 at Kezar Stadium, marking the first ever NFC title game and advancing Dallas to Super Bowl V. Just think, we were a touchdown away, and maybe, obviously a couple different points. It could have been Super Bowl V, it could have been the Baltimore Colts versus the San Francisco 49ers. Which I see nothing in Discord, so I don't know what you're talking about, Lloyd. Oh, Rubber Room? I am. Where am I? What are you talking about, Lloyd? Oh, is ELS? Oh, he's in the voice chat. I see what you mean. Okay, I thought you said he left us a voice chat. I was like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Chan gets a run up to the right side, gets 4 yards on that one. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Miami Dolphins. Looking, throws out of bounds. By the way, yes, the 49ers are 8-11 in NFC Championship games. They played in 19 NFC Championship games. We know that first one from the 1970 season lost to Dallas. In 72, they lost again to Dallas. In 82, is that when they won? Yeah, they beat Dallas. 3rd and 6, Tua escapes the pressure, throws over the middle, caught! First down and down to the 41-yard line of the Steelers. Chan with the reception. "24-yard pass. So that's it. They lost their first 2 to the Cowboys, won their third one in the 81 season, which was in January of 82. Then they lost again to Washington after the 83 season. They beat the Bears in the 84 season. That was the year before the Bears got good. Then they beat the Bears again in 89. Beat the Rams in 90. Lost to the Giants in 91. Lost to Dallas in the 92 season. Lost to Dallas in the 93 season. Beat Dallas in the 94 season. Lost to Green Bay in the 97 season. Achane gets 5 yards on 2nd and 6. I say lost Green Bay in 97, I said. Lost to the Giants in the 2011 season. Beat Atlanta in the 2012 season. Lost to Seattle in the 24. Yeah, man, they've got a lot of losses here. So 3rd and 1 coming up here for the Dolphins. Tua's in shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off, and that's going to be a loss of 4 yards. Oh, man. Patrick Queen in on the sack, and that's going to make it 4th and 5. They say only loss of 3. Oh, it was a lot more than that. And Gordon, I think, is still down. Yeah, no, loss of 4. It's 4th and 5. Yeah, why Joe Buck, you suck. Crafty says ELS is going to show up as soon as you said all that and say, yeah, I was just about to say that. Irish says, now y'all can see why I hate the 49ers. 54-yard field goal attempt coming up here for the Dolphins. First points on the board, perhaps. Snap, hold, kick. That is up. That is straight, and that is through. Good, and the Dolphins have put the first points on the board with 5:11 remaining in the second quarter. The Miami Dolphins lead in Pittsburgh 3-0. Irish in the chat says, in my entire life, Houston has been to the AFC Championship. I was 1 and 2 years old, so F the 49ers with their 19 appearances. Were they? Is that how many times they've been? I don't think the Texans have ever been in an AFC Championship game. I'm not, Lloyd, stop trying to start trouble. I'm not scolding him. Stop. See? Why are you trying to start trouble? Irish said, oh, that's the Oilers. That's the Oilers, man. Come on. We can't be talking about the Oilers. That's the Tennessee Titans. The Titans have been to a Super Bowl. Oilers were never in a Super Bowl. Texans is never in a Super Bowl. Tennessee Titans, however, they've been to a Super Bowl. You said Houston, but you by saying that you're saying it's a as a franchise. And there's been a couple franchises. So that's all I'm saying. There was a little bit of confusion there. A little bit of confusion. As the Texans, the Texans are coming up on 25 seasons. Like the Texans have been around for like a full generation now. So they're one of those teams that's like they're no longer like the new team, you know? Rodgers on 1st and 10. By the way, the penalty was for kick out of bounds, a legal procedure. So the ball was placed at the 40 for the Steelers, and it looks like they're going to get a first down right at the 50-yard line. Mount Washington there with the reception. Nope, that was Jonnu Smith. Never mind. Crafty says, Oiler, hardly knew her. You son of a bitch. Irish said that the year that the Titans changed their name, I said that they would win the Super Bowl, and they made it there, and they're 1 yard short. That was a hell of a Super Bowl, by the way. If anybody else, I know, I got some youngins in there, and I do have some of you old heads just like me, but man, Super Bowl 34, what a classic. That was a great fucking Super Bowl. For somebody who didn't have any skin in the game, what a great Super Bowl. Lloyd, I'm not scolding anybody. Just because he found a nicer place to be during the games and the streams. That's on him. That's fine. That's fine. Aaron Rodgers on 2nd and 6 throws. That one is going to be caught. That one is going to be Mount Washington. Darnell Washington. That's going to be a 13-yard gain for the Steelers. 1st and 10 from the Miami 34-yard line. Irish says, I have mixed feelings about that Super Bowl. I can imagine. Because, you're not too far. You're only, 3 seasons removed from them when they moved from Houston. Because they had the first 2 seasons, they were the Tennessee Oilers. And it was like, stop it. There's no oil in Tennessee. Stop what you're doing. And then that was it. That 3rd year, they changed to the Titans, and that's the year they go all the way to the Super Bowl. That's got to, so you still know a lot of the players on the team. You still have a lot of that connection there. It sucks. Gainwell with the reception there, and they're going to give him a first down, 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Pittsburgh finally getting some offensive rhythm and moving the ball 2:55, 2:54, 2:53 remaining here in the second quarter. Crafty says it was the battle of Cinderella teams. People forget that when Trent Green got hurt in the preseason for the Rams, people were like, they're done. Oh, they're going to have 1 win. Who's it back? Kurt Warner, an Arena League guy, is their quarterback now for the season? The hearty guffaws that were said by all the talking heads back in that day. An Arena League quarterback. They are doomed. They are doomed to have such a terrible record, those Rams. Oh, my God. Little did they know that they had an offense that ran kind of like an Arena League team offense. So Kurt Warner was the perfect quarterback for that team. Yeah, that was the 99 season. That was the 99 season. And that's the only year that I ever won a fantasy championship because I think it was week 1 or week 2. I saw what Kurt Warner was doing, and he was still available. Nobody had picked him up on their roster yet. So I went and I picked up Kurt Warner, put him on my roster, and I just rode Kurt Warner, baby, all the way to the top. Gainwell gets a 4-yard run on what should have been probably a loss, but he's going to get a 4-yard run, 2nd and 6 from the 20. So the Steelers right now in the red zone, technically. ELS hitting us with some crafty-like dad jokes. In the chat says, how much did Santa pay for his sleigh? In case you're wondering how much Santa Claus did pay for his sleigh, nothing. It was on the house. Ho-ho! Da-da-da-da-da-da. ELS, baby. That's what you're talking about. The 10 o'clock show is completely different from the 8 o'clock show. Don't forget to tip your waitresses. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. I do remember that, Crafty. Yeah. Well, to be honest, Dick Vermeil, God rest his soul, he'd cry at the drop of a hat. He'd cry if the wind changed. So 2-minute warning, by the way, here in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh going to be facing a 2nd and 6 from the Miami 20-yard line when we come back. So yeah, that press conference when he said, Trent Green was hurt, he's like, we're gonna rally around Kurt and we're gonna make this thing work. And sure enough, they did. That was a hell of a season. That was a hell of a season. I think that was the first of the 4 straight NFC Championship game losses for the Eagles, too. No, it was the 99-2000 season, not 98-99, Lloyd. It was a 99 season. Super Bowl was in 2000. If you remember, the Super Bowl 34 logo had the year 2000 on the underside of it. So it was the 99 season, not 98. Crafty says, hey, ELS, he's still effing alive. Great to see you, ELS. Back here. And yeah, he's got it again. It's okay. I don't care. He's a good kid. I like ELS. Listen, ELS does a shit ton. He does more than he has to do. Like when it comes to the trivia and doing things like that, like ELS does a whole hell of a lot. And he's always sending me news messages about things that are going on in the sports world, jersey messages, like things like that, like all the little cool little shit that's on the side that you always wonder about come sports, like new jerseys. He loves indoor football, so I get a lot of indoor football stuff from him and things like that. But yeah. Oh, Crafty was talking about Vermeil. No, Vermeil's dead, dude. Vermeil's dead. He died earlier this year, I believe. Dick Vermeil died. Was that a thing? Did somebody cause that was all over the place earlier this year that Dick Vermeil died. Going to be 3rd and 1, 5-yard gain for the Steelers. I swear I remember people posting about how Dick Vermeil died and did I slip into a different dimension? That didn't. I thought that was known and a known fact. What happened? Dude, that's weird. I don't know. I feel weird. I'm all weirded out now. 3rd and 1. Coming up here, Dolphins, by the way, took a timeout. I didn't notice that the Steelers had taken a timeout as well. We were too busy talking about so many other different various things happening. Yes, I know. I know that. Super Bowl 15, Eagles and Raiders. Pitch out to Warren, and he did not get there. He is short again, and now 4th and 1. Will the Steelers go for a field goal, or will they try to keep the drive moving and try to get a touchdown? Interesting stat. Steelers 0 for 6 on 3rd down conversions in this half, and now they're going to go for it. 4th and 1. And it's going to be close, but I think he got it. Irish says, please, just do it a damn field goal. Irish wants them to get Boswell. So they have moved the chains. It is indeed a 1st down. 1st and 10 from the Dolphins' 14-yard line. Crafty says, King still lives in a timeline where Denver is frauds. I'm not saying they're frauds. I'm just saying they're not nearly as good as their record indicates. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Gainwell, throw, catch, and that's going to be 1st and goal from the Steelers from about just inside the 4-yard line. 1st and goal, Steelers. Irish says, this is why I dropped Boswell for Bates in my $50 league. Probably smart move in the money league. Irish says, I hate Tomlin. So do most Steelers fans, apparently. So 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Rodgers dumps it off to Gainwell, and Gainwell's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and gets hit right in the back. Now we've got a flag down. Not sure what this is about. Oh, face mask. That'll do it. So this is going to go from the 4 to the 2. What you said before was like, King, you got caught up in the Giants, so caught up in the Giants losing, you were sent to an alternate dimension where they're good. But that's the thing. I'm not in that. I'm not in a Giants good dimension. That's for sure. But you ever do it like people talk about the Mandela effect, and for most shit, it doesn't make sense. It's like no, it has existed. I was alive. I saw it. Like some of the younger generation gets it. But there's some things like the Fruit of the Loom logo and things like that that make you stop and think. Like no, it was the Berenstain Bears. That's not one. You know, the way the Flintstones is spelled is not different. But man, that Fruit of the Loom logo floors me every time. It's going to be down at the 1. Oh, by the way, the Dolphins had used all the rest of their timeouts. Why is ESPN so bad at showing when the timeouts are taken? There is 53, 52, 51 seconds left till halftime there, Kenneth. 48 seconds now. Clock is running. Rodgers taking his sweet-ass time. Rodgers snaps the ball at 38 seconds. It's going to be handoff to Warren. And again, stuffed 3rd and goal from the 1. Dolphins are stopping the Steelers here. The clock keeps on ticking, ticking, ticking into the future. Irish says, listen, okay, if you aren't going to kick the field goal, then give Gainwell the touchdown. Something at least. So the Steelers finally take their second timeout. If Joe Buck makes another 6-7 joke, I swear, tap dancing Christ. I swear it to God, Joe Buck is going to get it. By it, I don't know what it is, but. Crafty says Rodgers was taking his time like somebody just offered him a vaccine. Hey, listen. I'm not going to say. Turns out that might not have been the worst decision here. Did he get in? I don't know. They're going to say touchdown. The Dolphins are fighting and saying it's not. I would want to see this again because I don't know if it is a touchdown or not. What are we looking at here? They're going to say Connor Hayward, 1-yard touchdown for now. Let's see. As they did the fake tush push. Yeah, that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown, baby. I forgot to put. I got to put the soundboard on. Why is that? Why does that not work unless you do that? Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. And the Steelers take a 7-3 lead. Do I have to have it on before I can even do it? That sucks. I don't want to have it on because I got to fix the. Okay. I'll do this. And then I just got to fix this because it's off. Because I didn't hear the sound on it. So. There we go. There we go. Now we got it. ELS back in the chat. He says, I need a touchdown from Warren and Achan. No, give it to Warren. Of course, Warren didn't get that. Irish is like, are you kidding me? ELS says, a fuck are you, a Dolphin? Back my clip. And I know it's from South Park. Oh, look at ELS. Staying on top of the pop culture. Great to see that. Thank you so much, ELS. Kenneth is saying you might get your push to 300 subs around the corner. That's it. Listen, when it comes, Kenneth. We'll see what happens. That's why Paul says that's why I quit playing fantasy. It's always to the wrong guy. Paul says, I was just reading the fuck are you a Dolphin line. Irish says, bro, I just can't stand the Steelers. There's a lot of people out there like that. I still have the Steelers touchdown up here. Whoop, sorry. There we go. And that kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. 17 seconds left. Dolphins might just kneel on this. Crafty says, dude, I still use that one every now and then. I still use it. Because I love that one, dude. Quarterback is toast is a great one. So 17 seconds. Hi, Pepper Jack. By the way, everybody, I hope you better do this because this is going to be very nice. Tomorrow is going to be Pepper Jack's birthday, so everybody in the chat wish Pepper Jack a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pepper Jack. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Woo! Here we go, baby. Paul says, I hate the Steelers because they own the Colts. Yes. And that's going to be halftime, ladies and gentlemen, with the Pittsburgh Steelers leading the Miami Dolphins 7-3. Seems like this is going by, like, fast. Is it going by fast to anybody else? Seems like it's going by fast to me. Pecan says, happy birthday, Pepper Jack. Irish says, happy border, Pepper Jack. I don't know. You can make it a run for the border. She does love Taco Bell. So it does kind of make sense a little bit. Crafty says, happy birthday. Paul says, happy birthday. ELS says, happy birthday. Crafty giving the claps and the waves. He's not giving you the clap. I certainly hope he's not giving you the clap. Although if there's somebody who was giving you the clap, it'd probably be Crafty. So. Oh. Irish says, I hate spell correct. Yeah, you've got a couple of, locking field goals instead of kicking field goals, and a couple of those. There's been a couple of those, and happy border, which I might use from now on. I just might be like, I just might say, happy border. Happy border. If there ever was going to be a birthday meal for you, I mean, it is taco. Some people are like, oh, I want to go to a fancy restaurant. Oh, I want to go get a nice steakhouse, or I want to go to this nice seafood place. You would 100% be, listen, my dream birthday dinner, take me to Taco Bell. You're like the living embodiment of like Demolition Man, where Taco Bell is the pinnacle of restaurant eateries. Yeah, no, they have the one out in Vegas where you can get married at the Taco Bell. I guess that's still on the table. Yeah. That's it. You can't get any fine diner than that. ELS says today's stream has been sponsored by a fuck of you Dolphins. I hate that I have to keep on fixing these, man. because it should fit anyway, but they're so weird that they don't. Why is it so spaced out like that? It shouldn't be like that. It should be different. Same, but different, but still same. There we go. DLS screaming Taco Bell. Pecan says, laces out, Dan. There we go. One more time. Otherwise, I love that clip. It's a fun one. I like this one too.
Go Chargers, go!
What does everybody have for like their birthday? What is like your birthday dinner? Like I know for me, the weirdest thing for me, and I'll say this: my birthday, the one that I love more than anything, is like a steak, and it doesn't even have to be a good steak. Like I don't even care. Like you don't have to give me top quality. It doesn't have to be filet mignon. It's good if it is, but it doesn't have to be. But like a nice cut of meat, some fried shrimp. Just fried breaded shrimp, fine, and a side of like store brand ShopRite shells and cheddar. Like that's my birthday. That's my perfect birthday meal. Nothing high class about it. Nothing, hoity-toity, pinky out shit like that. Just that's what it is. ELS says my birthday meal favorites is either any kind of Mexican dish or Red Robin. Yum, dude. Bottomless steak fries. If they decide to come around and give it to you, kind of works. Kind of works real good. But I don't know what dude. There is something about like the ShopRite brand or the store, not the Velveeta. Like the Velveeta is okay, but I'm not. I would much rather have the ShopRite brand. I think it's Bowl and Basket now, but back then it was just ShopRite brand, or or the Giant brand. They all come from the same goddamn place, or Stop and Shop or whatever your place is. Their shells and cheddar with the fucking sauce in the little pack. And not powdered. It has to be like the cheese, creamy cheese sauce pack thing. You put it in there. Little bit of milk or cream if you have it. A little bit of that. Makes it super creamy, super delicious. You have that. You have a nice steak. You got some fried shrimp. That is a birthday dinner. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Irish says his birthday meal would be a Chicago deep dish. Oh, I see you're a casserole guy. Very nice. Very nice. ELS says, at Red Robin, give me a Royal Red Robin, bottomless fries, and a Diet Dr. Pepper. Dude, Dr. Pepper fucking... People sleep on Dr. Pepper. I really think they do. And I know you're going to see... A lot of people are going to be like, what are you talking about? Dr. Pepper? They have Fansville commercials. People love Dr. Pepper. People always like Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, like, just for some meals, there is nothing that's going to hit quite like a Dr. Pepper. And the great thing about Dr. Pepper is that their diet and zero sugar versions, there's so little drop off from what the flavor of regular Dr. Pepper is compared to any. Like, that's the thing. When you have Coca-Cola and you have Diet Coke, those are two completely separate drinks, two completely different flavor profiles. Now, Coke Zero is a little bit more like what regular Coke is, but it's still a completely different flavor profile. It's really three different sodas between Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, and Coke Zero. Even Mountain Dew's close. Between their regular Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew, and zero sugar. I think the zero sugar is a little bit better. But like it's the same problem with Pepsi and Diet Pepsi. Those are two completely different soft drinks. Dr. Pepper and their zero sugar versions, whether it's the diet or the zero sugar, there's just nothing that compares. It's so good. And especially like that with like a burger, like you go to a burger meal, you get a burger joint or a hot dog joint, and some French fries, like something like that, dude. It is. There's nothing better. ELS says my sister believes that Dr. Pepper tastes like sewer carbonated water, and she thinks Dr. Pepper is the worst soda ever. My question to you, ELS, and really to your sister, would be how does she know what carbonated sewer water tastes like? To make that comparison, she would have had to had a few disgusting things in her mouth. And maybe she has. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. You know? Orange and Blue in the chat says, I'd have a birthday cake, root beer, maybe a breakfast burrito from my favorite place downtown, and smash burger, no cheese. There you go. That's what I mean. And that's what I mean. Like, everybody's sitting there like, you know, like some people would say like, ew, why would you eat that? Like, dude, no, this is your birthday meal. Like, there's no, like, I'm interested in knowing, like, what it, because to me, your birthday meal is it's almost akin to what like a last meal is. It's like, birthday meal is like, this says a lot about who you are. You know, it's your, like, one meal a year where you can kind of just be like, this is, I want that. And whether it has, like, a bit of a tradition in your head, or it's just something you remember as a kid that you had, and that's what you want, or anything like that. Like, to me, I think that's one of the great things about having, like, the you know, what the birthday meal is, because you can learn a lot about people from that. And I'm a big fan of that. I just like that. I think it's good. I think it's good to have that kind of thing and just have that discussion. So that's the other thing too. Like, I'm not going to be one that's going to be like, oh my god, that's disgusting. Why would you eat that? It's like, brother, I eat fried shrimp steak with a side of goddamn store-bought shells and cheddar. Like, that's things that should not go together. You know, like, what kind of, how declassé to do that? Oh my god. Ew. Who would do that? Me, I would do that. Orange and Blue in the chat says, it's kind of like a last meal, except I'm not going to eat a block of dirt on like 20% of prisoners. Are you like, is that a thing? Prisoners request to eat a block of dirt? Why? Elas says, for Mexican food, I always go to Carlos Cantina in my local town here. Their food is so very good. There's nothing quite like having like a good, like, authentic Mexican place. Even if that's like not your thing. And like for me, like, again, I am a white people taco guy. All right. So you can take your, like, chopped up vegetables and, so, you know, crema fresh and all that other kind of shit. And it's just like, I'm just not what I do. You give me a burrito San Jose though, we're talking. I'll have one of those. Yola says, the only food that I will never eat on my birthday is sushi. I fucking hate, dude, sushi's delicious. I love sushi. And I normally just get either the tuna or salmon roll. I usually do a half and half. I'll usually get like a 5 rolls each, which turns out to like 20 pieces or so. I'll do half tuna, half salmon, because it's so good. Get that nice little soy sauce, little wasabi. So good. Every now and then, like, I went to one place in the Mohegan Casino up in Wilkes-Barre when I was up there by the racetrack. They had this vaguely East Asian place called Otaku. I think it was Otaka. It was Otaka or was it Pearl? It was one of them. I forget the actual name of it. It might have been Pearl. And they had what their version of a Godzilla roll was. And it was like, I think it was like salmon, crab. It was some kind of crunchy fried shit on top of it. And it also had like a little dollop of like avocado. It had like an avocado on top. Man, that was good. That was actually really good. Yes, I did know that, Irish. Yes, Irish hitting us with a little bit of the prisoner last meal fact. Did you know that death row inmates in Texas do not, in fact, get a last meal request? They do not. They just have to eat. They say that whatever was on the menu for that day is their last meal and what you eat. That's why you don't fuck around in Texas, man. Orange and Blue, he says, my favorite is the spicy California or the Alaska roll when it comes to sushi. I do like it. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to make a cup of coffee. The coffee's there. It's set. It's ready to go. I don't have to make the pot, but I will be right back. Steelers get the ball, return it up to about the 29-yard line, and that's where they're going to start this particular drive to start off the second half. Let's get that halftime changed to a 3. There we go. And there we go. Set and ready to go here for the second half. Lloyd says, ironically enough, I was just talking to my friend Sushi. Is that a nickname based off a particular smell or what? Kenneth in the chat says, I had Mexican food for dinner tonight. Hand off here to Warren. Warren's going to get it past the 30, up to the 35-yard line. Just short of the 35-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 4. It's about a 6-yard gain there. They're going to give it, actually, they're going to give it to the 35. Orange responding to Kenneth about having Mexican. He says, nice, I made cookies and had Mexican too. Tacos with some beef and avocado. Very nice, very nice. Warren with the carry again, and he's going to be about half a yard short, third. And about 12 inches to go here for the Steelers. Can they convert on a third down here? Rodgers hands off to Warren, and hey, the Steelers have converted a third down. Holy shit. Steelers now 2 for 8 on the night on third down. You really want to be better on third downs. You really want to be better on third downs. Gainwell bounces off some. Oh, and he breaks it. Oh, the Dolphins can't tackle for shit. And Gainwell's going to get a huge Gainwell. 40-yard run for Gainwell. Oh, dear sweet Lord. First down for the Steelers all the way to the Miami Dolphins 20-yard line. Oh. Gained well on that particular play. Kenneth letting us know that the reports are Patrick Mahomes' ACL surgery has gone well, and he will now be on the road to recovery, usually about 9 months or so for an ACL injury if there's no complications or hiccups. So hopefully he will be ready for next season. You'd really want to go to India to eat, Lloyd? All right. Hope you brought some Imodium, some Pepto-Bismol, something to really, help you clog up the old back door there. Gain of 3 yards on first down for Gainwell. Again, 2nd and 7 upcoming. I don't know if I have like a particular place or, somewhere, if I could eat anywhere, like a particular restaurant or something like that. Play action from Rodgers, throws, wide open, caught, touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, there's a name you haven't heard in a minute. And there you go. Touchdown, Steelers. Extra point is up. The extra point is good. 14-3. The Pittsburgh Steelers scored the opening drive of the second half and now lead the Dolphins by 11 points. Dude, I'll tell you what. I probably wouldn't mind going to, like, Germany, like Bavaria, going to some of those places, get a good Wiener Schnitzel. Some fresh Spaten, some good beer, and Orange Blue says no volume on it again. How is that? It was loud as shit here. All right, I'll see what's wrong with it.
You Dolphin!
Okay, because I was trying to fix that last time because it wasn't working on either one. Work now?
You Dolphin! You Dolphin!
Does that work now? Is it going over now? I certainly hope it's going over now. Kenneth says he'd want to go to China to eat some Chinese food. Dude, the food in China is not Chinese food. If you know what I'm trying to say. Now the audio works. All right, thank you. ELS says the only bad answer is the UK. The British food sucks. Dude, absolutely not. I went to Scotland, not this summer, but summer last. Scotland had great food. Well, then again, Scotland fries everything, so that's right up my alley. You know what I'm talking about? But Scotland's got great food. So I think that whole idea of, British food sucks. Man. Like the one thing they get shit on, like with their full English breakfast of like having the beans on toast. Dude, beans on toast is fucking delicious. Who hates beans on toast? When I was over there, I finally had it when I made the trip to Ireland too, and I had they call it full Irish breakfast, but it's all the same: full Scottish, full British, full Irish, full English, whatever. Dude, the sausages that they have there, great. The breakfast sausages are amazing. The little bits of black pudding, it's an acquired taste, but I liked it. I thought it was good. The only thing I didn't eat was the tomato. That's the only thing. Orange Blue says, well, I hate beans. So does Pepperjack. Pepperjack's not a huge bean person. So it's kind of weird because I love baked beans. I love kidney beans, like in my chili and stuff. Like I'm a bean guy, baby. Yankee bean soup. Oh, let's go. Otherwise known as, it's called Navy bean soup or Yankee bean soup. Either way, it is fucking delicious. Love that shit. Give me beans, baby. Dude, fish and chips are delicious. Meat pies are delicious. A steak and ale pie. You get like a steak and ale pie. You have like the Guinness pies, which is essentially shepherd's pie. Like, oh, come on. How do you not? Oh my God, it's so good. Miami started at the 40 here. And that's going to be no gain on first down. Oh, by the way, that was a penalty. That's why it was up at the 40 because it didn't reach the landing zone. So that's actually going to move the flag count up to 5. I missed that because I was arguing about good food. 2nd and 10 for the Dolphins. Tua back. Looks over his options. He's got time to throw. Gives it to Ingold out of the backfield, and he takes a pretty big pop. He's only going to get about 4 yards. 3rd and 6 now for the Dolphins from the 44. Eli says, I knew this topic would bring out the best of King. Dude, because I think there's some underrated foods out there, and people always take a shot at like, oh, English food. Oh, and granted, the English do have a lot of real gross shit, but just like bangers and mash, it's sausages and mashed potatoes, man. Shit's fucking delicious. Oh, and Tua's gonna take a hit down to the 30, and that's gonna make it 4th and 20. That's a huge sack. Oh, man.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
You Dolphin! You Dolphin!
14-yard sack. And the punt is away. Steelers, a good punt all the way down to the 15-yard line. Austin's going to get up to about the 22, 23-yard line. And that's where the Steelers are gonna start. Orange and Blue in the chat asking, where's everybody's favorite vacation spots? For me, I don't take vacations because I'm poor. The only reason I was able to go to Scotland is because Pepperjack went to Scotland and she was going to drag me. She didn't trust me being here alone by myself for 2 weeks. Understandable. So she brought me along with her there to Scotland. If it's not for that, like I had not been out of like a 3-state radius my entire life. I have lived within the New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and occasionally have gone into Connecticut on quick little excursions, maybe to Foxwoods and stuff like that. But outside of that, I never went. The longest trip I ever made was, I think it was like 10 days to South Carolina with my then she wasn't my ex-wife then, but she was my wife then, and she's my ex-wife now. Outside of that, that was the longest trip I ever made, was going to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. In August, by the way. Do not recommend. But I went to Scotland. I fell in love with the place. Like if the Scottish, if the Scottish government and the UK government wasn't as horrendously authoritarian and fascist as it is, I would think about moving to Scotland. That's how much I loved it. Scotland is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. I love everything about it outside of the government. But so like I would go to Scotland again in a heartbeat. In an absolute heartbeat, I would go to Scotland again. Orange and Blue says, "Oh, don't call yourself poor." Oh, brother, I have 17 cents in my bank account. In my Chime account. That's how poor I am. I have a Chime account, and that Chime account has 17 cents in it. I'm poor. I haven't had gainful employment in 10 years. I'm a bit disabled with a couple of different ways. So Orange and Blue says, "Oh, I wish Scotland was free from Britain." I mean, you'd think that, but having seen the people who kind of run Scotland, it might not be a great. It might not be that might not be the best thing either. Like nothing is great right now over there. Like the SNP is not great. As far as you have that. Orange and Blue says, "I love Vegas and I love the Caribbean. I want to check out Vegas, and I'm not much of a beach guy. I don't know if you could tell that being 6'8", and I've been over 300 pounds for most of my life. Not big in baring the torso and letting people look at all my fat, disgusting glory. But I have always kind of wanted to chill out on a Caribbean beach with a nice beverage in hand, just enjoying the ocean breeze coming off that crystal clear blue water they have there, like amazing." Mount Washington, he's going to get that bet only for 2 yards. And we've got 3rd and 3 coming up here for the Steelers from their own 30-yard line. So we'll see if they can go ahead and pick this one up. Quick snap. Steelers tried to catch the Dolphins sleeping. Incomplete. And Rodgers and the Steelers are begging for a flag, and they are not going to get it. And now they get a penalty anyway because the Dolphins had 12 players on the field. And because it's a 5-yard penalty, results in a first down. Irish says, "You are literally 2 feet taller than my girlfriend." Like I said, Pepper Jack's only 5 feet tall. So she's 5 foot. I'm 6'8". It's a bit of a comedy to see us walking together. Gainwell's going to get the carry here, and that's going to be 10 yards. Are they going to give him the full 10? Are they going to give him the full 10 or a slight 9? They're only going to give him a slight 9. 2nd and 1 coming up here for the Steelers. Orange in the chat says, "Vegas is quite a frequent destination for me, seeing as I live only 45 minutes away via flight." I've heard the problem, though, with Vegas is that it's really kind of priced itself out from what it used to be. Like, just everything in Vegas is so ridiculously overpriced, overcharged, that it's just, it's not even worth going anymore. First and 10. Gainwell's going to get 5 yards on that. 2nd and 5, all the way down to the Miami Dolphins 42, and the Steelers, after that, they wanted the flag for pass interference. They got it for having too many men on the field. They got a first down out of that, and they've been moving the ball now ever since. Lloyd says he's 5'6". Irish says he is 5'9". So what? You're almost intercepted. Jordan Brooks, the linebacker, almost came up with it, but as he hit the ground, it bounced out of his hands. Incomplete. 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Steelers. Lloyd says he's 5'6". Irish says he's 5'8". He's a foot shorter than I am. Yeah, so like I said, I am freakishly tall. Like I used to get made fun of in school for being as tall and as big as I was. And I also was one of those kids that the teachers always told you can't do anything back because if you do, you're bigger. They're always going to blame you, and they did too. Like kids would bully me and punch me and try to push me and do shit like that. And if I ever went back at them, guess who got suspended? Hey. So I kind of learned from an early age from society that I was a freak and that I had to take all the abuse that was ever given to me because being tall and big meant I deserved it. That's what I needed. ELS says he's 6'6". You might be. I have no idea. I've never seen you standing. So Paul says he's 6'3". So listen, we got some short kings in here. We got some tall kings in here. That's well, it all works, baby. It all works. The one thing you got to remember, man, we're all kings. We're all kings here, especially me, because my name is King. Oh, you can't just name yourself King and put yourself. No, it's literally my name. My first name is John. My actual name is King. My last name is King. I go by King. Freiermuth. He gets his first catch of the evening, and it's a big one. That's going to make it a first down Steelers. Freiermuth with a 16-yard catch. It was a 6-yard throw and then a 10 yards after catch there for Freiermuth. And the Steelers down to the Miami 26-yard line. Hand off to Gainwell is going to be a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11 coming up there. Minkah Fitzpatrick, former Steeler. And on the tackle. By the way, if you want to find like a more like the simplest name ever in the world, I'm 4 letters each one, baby. John King. John-King. Can't beat that shit. Rodgers on 2nd and 11. Escaping some pressure. Looks, throws down the field. He was looking for Freiermuth, who seemed to stumble. Incomplete. 3rd and 11 coming up as we got Jones and Metcalf. Jones is just jawing at Metcalf. ELS says Lord John King the 5th or 6th. Oh, is that? I couldn't tell if that was an exclamation point or an I. Orange says, unless you're Bo Nix, that is true. You go 2 letters and 3 letters. That's pretty good. That's 3 letters less than my name. Oh, Metcalf gets it through traffic, and then he escapes tackles. Touchdown, Steelers. Oh, DK Metcalf scored a touchdown through just his own will. Unbelievable. And the Steelers are running away with this one now. Oh, boy. Ashton Davis had a chance to pick that off, but it was just a bullet from Rodgers, and then DK Metcalf just danced around a couple of Dolphins and got into the end zone. Unbelievable. And now the Steelers hold a 21-3 lead over the Miami Dolphins here. 4:58 remaining in the third quarter. And the way this game has gone and the way the Dolphins have been really unable to move the ball, it's hard to see that, listen, anything's possible. But right now, Pittsburgh, they're saying it pretty loud and pretty clear.
You Dolphin! You Dolphin!
ELS said, well, my pick is wrong. I have the Dolphins. I picked the Steelers, which I had forgot I had done. But I did pick the Steelers. Orange Blue says, yeah, me too. I picked the Dolphins. Orange said, yeah, my prediction was 23-10 Dolphins. Whoops. Yeah, hey, listen. We all have what's wrong with my microphone stand here? Lloyd says, yes, I remember Lloyd said earlier before the game started, he said he had the Steelers. Kenneth, he's in the chat. He says, I had the Steelers. I had the Steelers gonna Super Bowl. Pittsburgh's gonna to the Super Bowl. Here we go. Here we go. Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. Which they're not. But here's the thing. Like, even if the Steelers do get into the playoffs, if the Steelers do win a playoff game, do you still think Mike Tomlin stays anyway? I honestly don't. I think Tomlin is kind of done with Pittsburgh after the season as it is. From his standpoint, I think from maybe even the organization's standpoint, it's like, you know what, I think it's time for us, both of us, to move on. It feels like that. I don't think Mike Tomlin's going to be the coach of the Steelers next year, no matter what happens. If the Steelers go all the way to the Super Bowl, let's say the Steelers make a miraculous run and they win the Super Bowl, I still think Tomlin's going to be gone. Crafty says, will the Finns leave McDaniel in Pittsburgh when they fly back home? I don't think so. Like, here's the thing. He's going to make it to the end of the season. I think if the Dolphins had won this game and stayed in playoff contention, at least until the end of the season, I think there might have been a chance or a discussion about him coming back. I don't know if that's going to be the case now. Iris said, you picked the Dolphins. Remember the coin toss. Oh, did I pick differently then? I think I picked differently. On my ESPN picks, I picked the Steelers. I guess on the picks that I did on the Friday forecast, I did go with the coin toss. I remember that, and I picked the Dolphins because I wasn't sure who to pick. So I actually split my picks between the two pick things I do. Whoops. I did a bit. For the Friday forecast, and it bit me in the ass. You're right, Irish. You're absolutely right. I do remember that. Son of a bitch. So on the one pick, I did wrong. On the other one, I did right. So that is what it is. No wonder I couldn't remember who I picked because I picked fucking both teams. Kenneth in the chat says, I met a guy from New Jersey today. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Kenneth. I'm sorry that went badly. Paul says, I wonder if Tomlin's going to take a year off. He might. He might look to go right to maybe the Giants job, maybe the Titans job, if there's another job that opens up. Maybe he wants to go hang out in Arizona. You know, great golfing out there, wonderful dispensaries. Paul says, so no matter what, you win. Apparently. Oh, Highsmith almost with the pick. And the Dolphins are going to be facing a 3rd and 12 coming up from their own 27-yard line. Orange and blue in the chat says, I literally paused this to go to the restroom, and it started off with, bit me in the ass. Dolphins are 0 for 16 on their last 3rd and 10-plus yards. I thought the Dolphins moved way early there, but no flag. Tua trying to find somebody open, anybody open, and can't, and gets sacked. Oh, it's all unraveling for the Dolphins.
Too bad your ass got sacked.
You Dolphin! You Dolphin!
So the Dolphins now on 4th and 22 have to punt the ball away. Hey, Taylor, how you doing? Austin's going to return this up to the 34-yard line, and we have a flag. And it looks like it's going to be blocking the back. Waiting for the official call. Yep, illegal block in the back on Ben Skoranek. So that's going to move the Steelers back there. So that's going to be the Steelers. Then are going to start because of the penalty at the 19-yard line. All right, let's see what ELS is sending me here in the chat. Oh. See, here's the thing. I don't, like, the people who are so hating on the Chiefs are so happy. Oh, the Chiefs are it in. Chiefs are it in. Yay, Chiefs are it in. It's like, when it comes to these type of things, man, you got to appreciate it when you see it. Like, you just saw a team, like, for, 9 straight years make the playoffs. 9 straight years win their division. Made the AFC Championship game every year that Patrick Mahomes has been in the league, which has been, 6 or 7 straight AFC Championship games. They've gone to 5 Super Bowls, won 3, lost 2. Like, it's an incredible run. And sometimes you got to sit back and say, because that's the other thing too. People said the same thing about the Patriots, and they're like, "Oh God, it's so good. We got to get rid of these dynasties. We got to get rid of this. This is so terrible. Nobody wants to watch this shit." And people were saying that same shit about the fucking Patriots. And now what is it? We're just 5 short years after the end of the Patriot dynasty, and now the Patriots are great, one of the better teams in the AFC, and maybe in the NFL. And people are like, oh, well, look at Patriots are back. It's so good to see. Wow, are the Patriots a likable team again? Look at that. It's like, just like that. It's just like that. People just, all of a sudden you forget it. It's like, hey, no, it's great to see having these teams back here, having all this back there. It's like, that's what you. I don't understand hating greatness. Like, if you hate the team, like if you're a Broncos fan, like orange and blue, or like Perna, I understand that. Like, that's fine. Like, that's like me being like, oh, I think the Eagles have a like you think I would be happy with an Eagles dynasty? Absolutely not. And I understand that Washington drops a pass there, 2nd and 10 for the Steelers, coming up 3:08 remaining in the third quarter. So like I understand that point, but like the random fans across the league being like, I'm tired of the Chiefs. I'm tired of seeing Taylor Swift. Yeah, who doesn't want to see a hot blonde for 2 seconds hanging out in a fucking booth during a fucking football game? God, what an awful life. I truly feel bad for you. That's the thing. I don't like before the Chiefs started playing good. 10 years ago, whatever it was. I like the Chiefs. I didn't particularly root against them, but if there were some times where I did root for them. It's like, oh, it's good. I'd like to see the Chiefs do well. I'd like to see the Chiefs do good. I don't have any hatred towards Kansas City. I don't have any hatred for the people out there. They seem like a good fan base. They always fill up the place. They're loud, whether they're good or not. And Kansas City was very bad for a very long time. So I don't have anything, like, there's nothing, I don't feel bad. It's just, it seems like whenever somebody gets too much success, people like to see you fail. Like, I remember when Tom Brady won the first Super Bowl, and he had come off the bench and was providing all that spark there for the Patriots. And by the way, on 3rd and 8, it's going to be about a 7-yard gain, and 4th and 1 coming up here. Oh, we got a flag down, though. Oh, the Dolphins had stopped the Steelers. It was going to be like 4th and 1, 4th and 2. And then Brooks put in an extra shot and started taunting Freiermuth. Got the flag thrown on him. All right, hits him. And then he stood over him. That's why you can't stand over the guys. You know that. And he stood over him and flexed. Irish says, I've hated the Chiefs since the early 90s. Well, here's the other thing, too, is that you were an Oilers fan and obviously a Texans fan, so you're an AFC team and whatever. You're not in the same division, but, I can understand that a little bit more. So because of that penalty, 15 yards are added, 1st and 10, Steelers keep moving the ball. Hand off to Gainwell. Gainwell gets about 8. 2nd and 2 upcoming. Where we got Gainwell there. He gets a gain of 2 yards. So that's a first down, ladies and gentlemen, from the Miami 46-yard line. Steelers milking the clock for everything it's worth. Third quarter yards. Steelers have 163. The Dolphins have negative 20. Oh, these are Jets-like numbers from the Dolphins. Rodgers takes the snap. He's back. He's going to roll out to his right. We've got a flag down. He's getting chased down. He finally just goes out of bounds. Let's see what the flag is. Illegal shift on the Steelers. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down at 1st and 15, all the way back at the Steelers' 49-yard line. He says, everybody, look at the New York Dolphins. Don't. That's disrespectful to the Dolphins. Don't say that. And that's going to do it for the third quarter, man. We're moving along here. We are moving along. Fourth quarter coming up here, ladies and gentlemen. You know what that means. You know what we do here on Stay Tuned Sports. Just like the coaches and the players on the sidelines, you see them there once they reach the fourth quarter. You get the fours up because we're here for all 4 quarters. Get the fours up in the chat. The number 4, the Roman numeral 4, superscript 4, subscript 4, emoji 4s, which Crafty loves doing the emoji 4s. Any way you want to get them up there, get the 4s up. Open your windows, scream it at strangers, scare the children by just throwing the 4s up in the face. Even give them a little bit of the Ric Flair. Woo! You do whatever you want there. They'll think it's the 4 horsemen, and they're wrong. It's the 4 quarters, baby. Orange and Blue, how are your experiences in college, King and ELS? As far as, like, you mean going to college or with my college teams? Orange and Blue says New Jersey, so Rutgers. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I'm a big Notre Dame Irish fan. As you can see there, I got my hat, I got a jersey I usually wear sometimes too. I'm Notre Dame. I'm a Notre Dame guy. Probably because I grew up Irish Catholic, so. Well, half Irish Catholic, half German. My father was Lutheran, but we were raised Catholic. My mother was Irish Catholic, so we were raised Catholic. So just was an Irish fan. So that's my team, and it's been rough. You know, last year was a fun ride, and this year should have been a fun ride too until the college football playoff fucked us for Alabama. So. Irish. With the tally marks. Love it. Thank you, brother. Put the 4 tally marks in there. Yeah, so I with Notre Dame, like, again, last year was fun. It should have been fun this year. But that's my team. I do root for Rutgers too. And it was fun. What was that? 2005, 2006, 2008, somewhere around there, like in that mid to late 2000s where they had Schiano's first run there, and Rutgers was like a game away from being like ranked in the top 2, and they ended up losing the game. I think it was to it might have been to Cincinnati or West Virginia. I forget who it was. But it was like they had a legitimate chance to be like in a national championship during the BCS era. And they screwed up. Oh, Freiermuth catches it. Big gain on 1st and 15. And that's going to be a gain of 22 yards for Freiermuth and the Steelers. They get it down to the Miami 29-yard line. Rodgers, 21 of 25 tonight for 209 with 2 touchdowns. Rodgers, we're seeing a bit of the old Raj come out in this game. Only 3 missed passes for Rodgers in this game. Gainwell with a gain of 5 yards. Gainwell's got 11 carries for 76 yards so far. Rodgers, like as I mentioned, 21 of 25 for 209 and 2 touchdowns. Tua, 6 of 10 for 65 yards and a pick. It has not been a great night for the Dolphins. Warren out of the backfield, and he's going to get a first down near the 15. We got Minkah Fitzpatrick down and injured on the field, so there's going to be an official timeout while they wait to take a look there. When we come back, 1st and 10 for the Steelers from the Miami 14-yard line. But yeah, like I like Rutgers. I root for Rutgers because they're the Jersey team. And they're just, I mean, Rutgers just has a history of being very bad. I mean, we all know that. But they are, you know, birthplace of college football, baby. But yeah, so my college football experience is what it is. Like, Notre Dame has been very disappointing for the last almost 40 years now. We've had a couple of runs at a natty. We had the 2012 game where Alabama fucking smoked us. That was disappointing, but that was also a fun ride when we got there. Notre Dame got to be number 1. That was cool. That was fun. But then we got smoked. That wasn't good. That wasn't fun. And then we made the playoffs a couple more times, and just couldn't move forward from there. Then we had Marcus Freeman come in, and we had, again, last year was a great run, and we should have had that continue this year. But like I said, the College Football Playoff Committee really fucked Notre Dame for Alabama, and that's really goes down to Greg Sankey. And like I said, Greg Sankey is, and I say this without saying allegedly, I say this without anything, so whatever legal ramifications he might want to bring or do anything like that, but there needs to be an investigation into Greg Sankey for 100% bribery, extortion, blackmail, all of it. He needs to be investigated by the Department of Justice, by federal authorities, and go through every single one of his financial records and everything under the table, everything, all the committee members' financial records and all their work under the table. Minkah Fitzpatrick, he's able to jump up and walks off the field. Good to see. But yeah, like Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, he is 100% dirty, and the reason why the committee found a way to finagle a way to keep Alabama in while screwing over Notre Dame. There was no reason why Alabama didn't drop after the championship game loss when all the other teams who lost the championship game did lose. Like, just because you're the SEC doesn't mean you're fucking special. It doesn't. So, that being said, 1st and 10 for the Steelers. Pitch back here. And that's a touchdown. Jonnu Smith out of the backfield. And that's going to be Pittsburgh's 4th touchdown. I don't think Gainwell hasn't had one of them. Poor Irish. $14-yard rush there for Jonnu Smith. Lloyd says, is Belichick returning to the NFL? No, he's not. He's not, and if anything, so he wasn't wanted in the last coaching hiring cycle, and that's when he went to North Carolina. And then after the season that North Carolina had, and just the drama and the circus that was down there, that has dried up anything else, I think, for as far as NFL interest. There's not an NFL team that wants him. Not a one. Like, here's the thing. Bill would never do that, though. Like, I think if Bill came back as just like a defensive coordinator, I think he'd have teams lined up for him. But as a head coach, not a chance. Not a chance anymore. And a lot of it has to do with Jordan Hudson. She's hot, but she's a fucking problem. She's a giant red flag. From just a professional standpoint. That's not to say I would not like to be, suffocated betwixt her thighs. I would. That's fine. It's okay to admit that. And Bill says the same. Listen, Bill's 78. She is quite the looker, as they would say. Some would say she's quite the hooker. I'm not going to go that far. But she's a problem. And when you look at all the weird shit that has happened before he got hired at North Carolina, and then especially after he got hired at North Carolina, and the TV interviews and her sitting in on them and saying, you're not asking that question, you're not answering that question, we're not answering that question, we're not doing that question. Like, and you see all that, and then you see the weird demand saying, like, HBO was going to do the Hard Knocks on Bill Belichick in North Carolina, but she wanted so much editorial control and have credits and an executive producer credit and all. HBO said, fuck it, we're not doing it. We're stepping away. And then she said, well, we'll do our own with blackjack and hookers or whatever. And it just, there's a lot wrong there. So, and then not only that, like, if Bill Belichick went to North Carolina, even with all the noise, even with all the weird shit with Jordan Hudson, if you were able to have that, and the results were still good, like if North Carolina was able to win 9 or 10 games this season and be in the ACC championship game and do things like that, it would be. You would calculate the risk and be like, maybe you'd get some interest. But the fact of the matter is not only is he going to be a PR nightmare and a headache, especially with Jordan Hudson, but the results aren't going to be good. And you see what he did in New England without Tom Brady, not a lot. And now you've seen what he's done in North Carolina, not a lot. Lloyd says, I think the Giants would want him. You're wrong. Nope. The Giants do not want him. Nobody in the NFL wants him. Nobody in the NFL wants Bill Belichick. Some dumbass Giants fans say they do, but they're dumb Giants fans. Don't pay attention to them. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with all those conferences, Mountain West and Pac-12, and people going and people leaving. Like, it's a mess out there. Big gain there for the Dolphins. 14-yard gain for the Dolphins, and that's going to be a first down at the 49-yard line. They're going to mark it just short of the 50. 12:29 and counting here in the fourth quarter remaining. But I'll say that, I say that unequivocally, Lloyd. Belichick is not wanted by the Giants and will not be given a second thought by the Giants. Bill Belichick is not going to get an interview for an NFL job this coaching cycle. Achane gets a 9-yard run. Second one coming up for the Dolphins from the 42. It's a little late to start trying to move stuff around here, Dolphins. Jesus. Go over the middle. Waddle. He's finally getting into the game a little bit here. 1st and 10. Down at the 26th, and Waddle is still sitting on the cold-ass Pittsburgh grass. Oh, no, he's able to waddle off the field. Pulled the crafty on you. Lloyd says, wait, King, this is a joke. What is a joke? What's going on? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what anybody's talking about. Lloyd says the Browns would want him. No. What are you out of your fucking mind? Nobody wants Belichick, dude. Stop. Stop trying to push Belichick. Belichick's not going to happen. Nice pass from Tua. Gets it down to Darren Waller. Sorry, the rapper. And that's going to be 1st and goal. How is Bill Belichick a predator? What are you talking... Lloyd, what the fuck are you talking about? First and goal for the Dolphins from the 6. Tua and shotgun. Play clock at 1. They finally do get the snap off. Tua's going to run for his life yet again. This has not gone well all game for him. Just throws it out of bounds. 2nd and goal coming up. Elon, ELS says the Browns would hire King before they'd hire Bill. I don't know about that either. I don't know about that. Wait, when did the Steelers take a timeout? Why am I not seeing any of this? Am I that distracted by the chat? That could be. Second and goal. Bunch formation to the right for Tua. Looks, throws, high pointed it, caught, touchdown. Waller gets the touchdown. And the Dolphins finally are into the end zone. Darren Waller, 6-yard touchdown catch. And the Dolphins going to go for 2 because why not? Let's see if they get it. ELS says, wow, Dolphins did something. Just a bit too late. It is a little late. And Tua throws that 10 million miles above Darren Wallen's head. I keep on calling him Wallen. Darren Waller. I keep on putting the N on the end. Darren Waller. Not Darryl Wallen. No, Darren Waller. God, me and my mush mouth. But there we go. It just remains 9-28 for the Dolphins. For the Steelers, by the way, who the Dolphins trailing. Steelers get the ball with 9:41 remaining in the game, and they can just kind of eat some clock here. Lloyd says the Browns do draft them, or am I high as shit? I think you're high as shit. They traded for one. Like, really, the only one that I can really think about is Watson there, Groper Cleveland, as they call him. That's really the only one I could think of that has like some of those allegations on him, the allegedlys and such. ELS says, King, can't believe I'm about to say this, but put Swift on the screen, please. No, because you asked. No. There are specific rules and periods of time where Taylor comes on the screen. We have not reached that point. We need 13s. We need 22s. We need Pecan in here. Pecan. Usually a Pecan request will end up getting Taylor up on the screen. Because Pecan, again, is our number one contributor. If you want to get your name in the ticker right now, Pecan donated $110 to the channel. So that's why he's got his name in the ticker. So usually Pecan has a request. If Pecan says he wants to see Taylor, we'll see Taylor. ELS now try to send a bat signal out for Pecan. Hey, on Friday and Saturday, Alabama and Oklahoma, and Miami and Texas A&M. I'm not watching either one of them. Maybe once Alabama gets knocked out of the playoffs. Rooting like hell. I hate Oklahoma. Don't get me wrong. I hate Oklahoma, but boy, if there ever was a time for Oklahoma to go ahead and just mollywop Alabama, this would be the time. Kickoff is returned for 30 yards. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Steelers from the 36-yard line. Pecans just throwing up twos. Lloyd says we need nursing home aged women. I'll throw Cindy Sinclair up there. I have no problem with that. All right, Pecan's here, and he asked nicely. There she is. We got her. 1st and 10 for the Steelers. Going to be no gaining. Might give him a yard. They did. They gave him a yard. 2nd and 9 upcoming here for the Steelers. Kenneth in the chat says, Rams versus Seahawks Thursday night. I know, that's going to be exciting. Excited for that. That's going to be a fun one. And a lot on the line for that one. That's got NFC West, obviously, implications. But also, like, for the 49ers, like, the 49ers are not dead in this NFC West race, which is crazy. ELS in the chat, threatening other chatters with his mystical train powers, which he does have. He can drop trains on you from quite a distance away. Third and 6 for the Steelers. And Pittsburgh's going to take their second timeout. Kenneth says throw Marilyn Monroe up there for ELS. Well, Taylor in the one video she has she looks like Marilyn a little bit. Kind of does do the Marilyn thing. Warren is going to be marked right at the first down marker. First down, Steelers. Now they're changing the spot. And it's going to be for, oh, he is. He's short. Just short, but he is. By the way, that's the Maryland Taylor Swift. So the Steelers punt that ball away. Malik Washington returns it up to the 14-yard line, and that's where Miami's going to get that. There we go, fixed Taylor. There we go. But that's Taylor from the I think is it the Opalite one? No, it's not Life of a Showgirl, I don't think. Wright gets the reception out of the backfield on first down for the Dolphins. Gets it up to the 23-yard line. 2nd and 1 upcoming. Orange says, be back in 30 minutes. We'll probably be off the air in 30 minutes. We've only got 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter here. Second and 1. To his back, looks, throws, caught! And that's a first down for the Dolphins. Hill, you're losing 28-9. This is not the time to talk shit. Like, what? Kevin says, that's Baywatch Taylor Swift. That could be. Yeah, I like it a little bit. Dude, Life of a Showgirl gave us so many great Taylor Swift pictures. It's just, it has been a abundance of fruitful endeavors. Oh, and Tua's gonna get sacked.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
You Dolphin! You Dolphin!
That's going to make it 2nd and 17 now, all the way back at the 21-yard line. Hayward with the sack, by the way. Tua now on 2nd and 17, looks, throws, deep ball, caught! And that's going to be a first down near the 50-yard line, 29-yard pass. From Tua to Dulcich. Clock is ticking under 5 minutes, 4:48 and counting remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dolphins running out of time. They have all 3 timeouts. But they are taking their sweet-ass time. Tua looks, throws. That's going to be caught. 4-yard gain by Waller. 2nd and 6. Clock keeps ticking. We're at 4:15 and counting. Ooh, Waller took an awkward hit. Man in motion. Tua in shotgun. We were at 3:48 when the ball is snapped. Tua looks, throws. That's going to be caught. Waller again. Could be a 9-yard pass. It's 1st and 10. Clock keeps ticking. We're at 3:35. Dolphins just don't. They're just trying to kill the clock. They're just letting the game end. They just want the game to be over too. Throw caught. Achane with the reception. Second and 4 coming up. Boy, this is, even Joe Buck and Troy were talking about how this game is going to have nobody left that wants to watch it. Tua escapes. Gets Achane. Achane to the 20, to the 15, down to the 13. It's going to be first down Dolphins. As the clock continues to run here, we're going to be at 3 minutes and now under 3 minutes. Clock continues to run. Did the chat die on me? Does everybody leave the chat? Is everybody else bored with this game too? So everybody has left? That makes sense. So 2:36, and the Steelers are going to take their final timeout. Detroit, I mean, the Steelers have to play Detroit next week, then they play Cleveland, then they play the Ravens. Caesar is in a Caesar Pindo. I'm gonna probably saying that completely wrong, but great to see you, Alien Head in here. Great to see you, Caesar. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports as we're watching the end of this Monday night massacre here. Bro, caught touchdown. Is that Waller again? Touchdown, Dolphins. They wasted so much time on that drive though that there's only 2:32 left, and they're gonna go for 2. To try to make it an 11-point game, but I mean, it's just it's so much too little, too late here for the Dolphins. Dumb. But thank you so much for joining us, Caesar, even at the end of this terrible game. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. If you like anything that you're watching here, And I don't know why you would, but if you, maybe Taylor. Maybe you like Taylor. I like Taylor. Either way, if you'd like to, drop us a like. That's fantastic. Share us around. Hit that share button. Let people know we exist. And, of course, if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously as we're on the road to 1,000. Throw incomplete on a 2-point conversion. So the Dolphins have missed 2 straight 2-point conversions, and they now still trail the Steelers 28-15. 2:32 remaining in the game here. Oh, did I not have this? Well, either way. This game has been atrocious. Irish in the chat says, I just got to work. Getting ready for another shift down there, brother. Thank you so much for joining us. Even on your, you getting ready for work. Now you're down at work saying that you're going to work. Thank you so much for joining us, Irishman. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support that you give to us here on this channel, for our watch-alongs, for all the countdowns and the Friday forecasts and all the things like that. I truly cannot express how much I appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat room, and even the people who aren't in the chat, even the people who don't chat with us, but that just come here and watch, even for a little bit. It means the world. It really does. And thank you, all of you, so very much for just watching. Just being here and watching is support enough. If you want to do extra, you can hit the like, the share, and subscribe. If you want to do even more extra, we have the donation station and the merch store links in the top of the chat and in the description below. And again, just thank you guys. Thank you guys for all that you do. Thank you. So it looks like the Dolphins are going to try here for an onside kick. They're going to go for the weird kind of squibby kick here. And it goes, and it's squibbing around, but the Steelers do fall on it. Hayward with the recovery. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Steelers with 2:30 left, and it's going to be right at around the 50-yard line. Lloyd says, we may be goofy, but we're good people. Like I said, yeah, I really do appreciate all that you guys do. I really do, and I thank you guys so very much. We're switching Taylor back. Gainwell on 1st and 10. Going to get a couple yards, and Miami's going to use a timeout here. Why? I mean, it's just they it's just this is so boring. This is sucking the life out of me. Like, that's what I mean. It's even Pat McAfee's asking, like, so the Dolphins gave up? Gainwell takes a carry on 2nd and 6 and isn't going to go any further. Dolphins take their 2nd timeout. We're just kind of going through the motions here, folks. Orange says, I'm back. Taylor Swift? Yes. ELS had requested Taylor Swift. I had said no. He called in for Pecan. Pecan asked for Taylor Swift. Pecan gets what he asks for. So, Orange Blue says, dude, if you're terrified of a hot girl in a Santa outfit, I don't know what to tell you. There might be something to tell you. I might hate to break the news to you. There might be something I need to tell you. Do you like gladiator movies? Oh. Play action here from Rodgers on 3rd and 6. He's just going to go down. Takes a little bit of a shot after he gave himself up. He's looking for a flag, not going to get it. Dolphins take their final timeout. Caesar in the chat says, do you think that the Buccaneers are cooked? No. Here's the thing. You got 2 of your last 3 games are against the Panthers. That's the kit and caboodle right there. You win those 2 games, you win a division. You're going to the playoffs. I think if you split those games, I think now you're talking about, what's the in-division record? You're going to be like it. Then you start breaking it down in a whole lot of different ways. And that would be interesting. Goronic on the punt that the Steelers had, knocks it back in before it goes in for a touchback, and that's going to be down at the 3. So the Dolphins get it back on their own 3-yard line with no timeouts left and 2:04 remaining. So this game is, it's all over but the crying. We've known that for a bit here. Pecan says, thank the Saints for making it. Yeah, I do say the Saints, on one week, they screw the Buccaneers, and the Panthers fans are like, thank you. And then next week, the Saints are like, no. Just your turn now. I love this. I really do love the Saints this year. I love the Saints. They're just a fuck you team this year. Are they is the talent there? No. I think in some spots there is. They seem to really like Shuck. I understand that. By the way, 2-minute warning, 1:57 remaining in the game here. 2nd and 6 coming up after the 2-minute warning for the Dolphins from their own 7-yard line. But I said this from the jump when it came to the Saints. They have played hard and have given every ounce of effort in every game this year. Even the games they got blown out in, they gave effort. And they have made games entertaining. They have won some games that you didn't think they should win. They should have won some games, like against the Bills. Like, go back to that Bills game. It's like, man, the Saints actually should have won that game. But I just love everything about it. And the fact of the matter is, that without the Saints, the NFC South would have been maybe a little bit more boring. But the Saints have spiced it up here at the end of the year. And now you got 2 teams with the same record, 7-7, who have to play each other twice in the last 3 weeks. That's going to decide the whole division. That's pretty cool. I enjoy that. Thank you, Saints. Thank you, Saints. What are the division records? Both the Buccaneers and the Panthers are 2-2. So even if they split, then they're going to have a division record of 3-3. So then it's still going to take. What's the next tiebreaker? Would be common opponents, right? And I don't know what their common opponents is now. That someone's going to have to break that down for me. Interesting here, though. Everybody in the NFC South has a negative point differential. The Buccaneers have negative 27. The Panthers have negative 53. The Falcons have negative 60. And the Saints have negative 106. But nobody has a positive differential. What the only other division I can think of that would be like that would be maybe the AFC North. But even then, the Ravens are the only team with a positive one. First down for the Dolphins? Nope, 3rd and 1. Irish says it goes to conference record. Is that the next one? 3rd and 1. Tua is going to get sacked on 3rd and 1 back at the 10-yard line.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
You Dolphin! You Dolphin!
So 109 and counting remaining here in the fourth quarter. 4th and 3. Tua looks, throws. Did he catch that? He did. Up at the 16-yard line. 17 are going to mark it down as. Clock is ticking. 1st and 10 for the Dolphins. Tick, 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 tick. Almost picked off. Incomplete, though. 42 seconds remaining. 2nd and 10. Orange in the chat says, this man I watched before you. One day I said, I'm back. And he's like, who the hell are you? So I began to troll him. Oh, really? Oh, well, that's a shame. How do you not remember somebody named Orange and Blue? Like, that's kind of a very distinctive name, I think. Playfully troll, or I don't know. I don't know if we call it that, Lloyd. Delay a game on the Dolphins. 5-yard penalty. And that unfortunately pushes us over the 10 flag mark for the day. I was hoping we'd have a game under that, but. And that's what I mean. So this one wasn't. This game wasn't boring because the officials made it bad. It was just bad because the Dolphins are bad. So 40 seconds. It's going to be thrown and caught, tackled inbounds. Clock is going to continue to move here. It's going to be 3rd and 5 after a 10-yard gain. ULS says that he's in the voice chat in the Rubber Room on Discord and on the chat on his phone. Dulcich makes the catch, tackled in bounds. 8, 7, 6. That's a 5-er. 4, 3. That's a 2-er. That's a 1. And that is the end of the game. The final. Ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night Football. The Pittsburgh Steelers, 28. The Miami Dolphins, 15. 23rd straight home win on Monday Night Football for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they now take a big lead. Well, I mean, big lead for the AFC North anyway. As the Ravens sit at 7-7, the Steelers will be 8-6. So a game ahead. That'll be good for them. They still have a game with the Ravens coming up to end the season, which may have the division on the line. Orange and Blue in the chat says, on this other man's channel, I used all 14 of my alts to troll him about a fake Pirates versus Patriots game. And since he lived in Britain soon after, I successfully tricked him into thinking Man United lost 11-2. Hey, bruv, what are you talking about, governor? I'm a Tottenham fan anyway, so fuck Manchester. Fuck Man U and fuck Man City. Fuck them both. Come on, you Spurs! That's my team. The team that constantly and utterly disappoints and underperforms. That's the team I like. Oh, why did the touchdown go on? Sorry, but I had to hit it with my mug. Whoops. Anyway, that's going to be the end here of Monday Night Football. Boy, what a slop fest this was. Not the best stream we've ever had. Not the best game we've ever watched. But we got through it, and we did it. And we did it together. And Taylor joined us for a little bit, too. Thank you so much, Taylor. You've been great. But yeah, that's going to do it here for this particular chat. Great. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you liked any part of this, please hit that like button. Hit the share button. Share the channel around. Let people know that we exist. That does help as well. And if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. As we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, to go ahead and get monetized on YouTube and all the other fun stuff that we do. You can visit the links for our donation station and our merch store down in the description below if you still want to do that. If you're watching this after the live is over, which some people do, as I've seen some of the numbers after the lives are done, we still get a couple of views afterwards. So if you're one of those people that comes in and watches us after everything is done and over with, check the description below this video. You can hit those links there as well. I will be back here tomorrow, I believe, for the countdown. We'll see. Again, tomorrow is Pepper Jack's birthday, so schedule might be a little nebulous as try to navigate that. Don't want to upset Pepper Jack on a birthday. So we will try to go ahead and we'll try to get on here for the countdown tomorrow, and then after that will be Thursday. The Los Angeles Rams, the Seattle Seahawks. That's going to be a hell of a Thursday night football primetime game on Amazon Prime, and I certainly hope that you will join us for all of that coming up here. But until tomorrow at some time when we're going to do the countdown, my name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great rest of your Monday.